전화가.
You're on.
Oh, hi. Welcome to APUSH 6 News. I'm your anchor, Ron Burgundy. And today, we're remembering the anniversary of the Watergate scandal. And out in the field, we have our reporter, Chaz Michaels. Over to you, Chaz.
Hi, thanks Ron. This is Chaz Michaels reporting live from APUSH 6 News. We're here in front of the Watergate Hotel to relive the Watergate scandal and all the events that happened here. Let's take a look inside.
Have a nice day. How can I help you?
Hi, so you've been working at Watergate Hotel since 1972?
That's correct.
What do you remember about the day of the Watergate affair?
Oh, I remember the Watergate affair well.
How do you think the 5 burglars that broke into the Watergate Hotel on June 17, 1972 got caught? Let's send this to our expert, John Green. Over to you, John.
Hi, I'm John Green. This is Crash Course U.S. History, and today we're going to talk about
Watergate. Thanks, Chaz. Well, according to official reports, on June 17, 1972, Frank Wills, a security man that was currently stationed in the Watergate Hotel, found tape along many doors in the Watergate Hotel which would keep them open. Wills removed them once, thinking nothing of it, and he returned the second time to find the doors had been taped once again. Now, this aroused suspicion in Frank, and he called the local authorities to investigate the matter more thoroughly. The police discovered 5 men inside the offices at that time, and they were arrested immediately. And furthermore, on September 15th, these men were indicted for burglary, conspiracy, and violation of federal wiretap laws.
Excuse me, Mr. Woodward, can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, you can.
Was it you that opened the Watergate affair up to the public?
Yes, that was me and my partner, Carl Bernstein.
And what do you guys remember about that?
Let's see, what do I remember?
Hey Carl, I think there's something fishy going around here.
Yeah, Bob. We need to go and investigate this thing.
Let's head back to Watergate and figure this thing out.
Oh, hi. Thanks, John. After Woodward and Bernstein came out with the reports, Nixon responded to them by giving this speech.
Good evening. I want to talk to you tonight from my heart on a subject of deep concern to every American. In recent months, members of my administration and officials of the Committee for the Re-election of the President, including some of my closest friends and most trusted aides, have been charged with involvement in what has come to be known as the Watergate affair. These include charges of illegal activity during and preceding the 1972 presidential election, and charges that responsible officials participated in efforts to cover up that illegal activity.
In any organization, the man at the top must bear the responsibility. That responsibility, therefore, belongs here, in this office. I accept it, and I pledge to you tonight, from this office, that I will do everything in my power to ensure that the guilty are brought to justice and that such abusers are purged from our political possession in the years to come, long after I left this office.
God bless America, and God bless each and every one of you.
President Nixon recently found out he won re-election in landslide manner.
I'm going to Disney World!
At a time when the nation seemed lost, the capture of the 5 Watergate burglars brought hope to the citizens.
We gotta catch these burglars.
Yeah, we'll get him. Oh, there he is!
Miranda Bright. No, get over here. We got it.
Why did the 2 Washington Post reporters re-look into the Watergate affair?
Initially, the case was covered up. President Nixon acted surprised when he heard of the incident, and his press secretary called the event a third-rate burglary. Furthermore, Nixon's presidential counsel, John Dean, said he had made a thorough investigation in the affair, when in reality, no such investigation had been made at all. Shortly following the events of Watergate, an anonymous source approached the Washington Post and said that several members of the White House staff regarded the stakes in Watergate to be extremely high. At the time, the media was focused on the 1972 presidential election, but shifted its focus when one of the burglars reported there was a massive high-level cover-up. The media noticed that the reports on Watergate were fairly accurate, and due to the competitive nature of the media, this resulted in massive coverage of the Watergate scandal, which opened it up to the public.
Jazz.
Oh, hi. Nixon then went on a firing spree, including firings of Dean and Butterfield. Dean reported then to the public, angrily, that Nixon had personally talked to him 35 times about Watergate. And then Butterfield reported to the public that everything that happens in the Oval Office is recorded. That led to the public and the judge trying to find all the tapes. Since Nixon denied any part of the Watergate scandal, how do you think this made the public feel?
In a televised Q&A session on November 17, 1973, President Nixon stated that I am not a crook. Furthermore, he went on to say that the White House tape recordings would prove that he had no prior knowledge of the Watergate affair, and that he had never committed bribery in regards to the burglars.
No, don't give him the tapes. Stop recording completely. No, I am not a crook.
The public's relationship with President Nixon had already been strained due to Nixon's policies during the Vietnam War. The already present credibility gap had only increased due to the occurrences of the scandal. In short, Watergate crushed the public's faith in government. In 1974, a poll taken by Americans said that 36% of the people still trusted the federal government. It wasn't until the election of Ronald Reagan in 1980 that people slowly began to trust the government again.
Jazz.
Oh, hi. Nixon was refusing to give over the tapes because he claimed they were vital for national security and they went against executive privilege. He then proposed a compromise to let Senator John C. Stennis, who was hard of hearing, to review them and summarize them. This compromise was denied and Nixon was forced to turn over the tapes. We just arrived at the court and we got permission to go talk to the judge, so we're going to head on over there. This is the judge that presided over U.S. v. Nixon. Let's go meet him. Hello, sir.
Hi.
So in your case, U.S. v. Nixon was putting up quite the fight because he was refusing to turn in his tapes, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's putting up quite the fight.
And how did you rule with this?
Well, we ruled that in this scenario, Nixon cannot keep the tapes to himself as they're very prevalent and we need them in the court case to make a correct verdict.
Okay, and the presidential pardon, correct?
Yeah, the presidential pardon was, we ruled, no longer correct in this case. And then the House of Judiciary passed the first 3 steps for impeachment of Nixon shortly after. From the decisions I have had with congressional and other leaders, I have concluded that because of the Watergate matter, I might not have the support of the Congress that I would consider necessary to back the very difficult decisions and carry out the duties of this office in a way that interests of the nations would require. I have never been a quitter. To leave office before my term is complete is adherent to every instinct in my body. But as president, I must put the interest of America first. America needs a full-time president, a full-time Congress, particularly at this time with problems we face at home and abroad. To continue to fight through the months ahead, for my personal vindication, would almost totally absorb the time and attention of both the President and the Congress. In a period when our entire focus should be on the great issues of peace abroad and prosperity without inflation at home. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency, effective at noon tomorrow.
Go.
Alright. After Nixon turned over the tapes, it was discovered that 18.5 minutes were missing. He thought that only 4 minutes were missing. When he found this out, he said,
I practically blew my stack.
"What do you think happened to the missing tapes? This is open for interpretation."
There have been several suggested theories as to what happened in the missing 18.5 minutes of the tapes. President Nixon's personal secretary, Rosemary Woods, erased 4 minutes of the tapes in her office on October 1st, 1973, although Rose Woods claimed that it was an accident. Someone later deliberately erased the remaining 14 minutes, both in and out of Woods' office. The identity of this person remains unknown to this day. The 4 minutes erased by Woods may or may not have been intentional. However, the remaining 14 minutes were clearly erased to hide some kind of greater scheme in an attempt to preserve President Nixon's
This
image.
one's for all the marbles. Who took over after Nixon? Go! Now to finish out APUSH 6 News, back to you, Ron. Ron.
Oh, thank you, Chaz and John. Well, I hope you learned a lot about Watergate today, 'cause I sure did. Thanks for watching APUSH 6 News. Stay classy, APUSHers. I'm Ron Burgundy? Alright, good job, guys. That's a wrap. That's good.
Who put a question mark at the end of the teleprompter?
Anchorman Ron Burgundy.
Now walk it out. 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 Now walk it out.
Field reporter Chaz Michael Michaels.
Walk it out. Westside, walk it out. Southside, walk it out. We at it again, baby.
And U.S. history expert analysis John Green.
And here we go. Now walk it out. 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 Now walk it out.
This is your APUSH 6 News team signing off.
Excuse me, Mr. Woodward, can I have a few questions with you?
Yes, you can.
Was it you that opened the Watergate affair up to the open to the public?
Yes, that was me and my partner, Carl Bernstein.
And what do you remember about that?
Crap.
Is this good? Oh, you go. Oh, hi. Thanks, John. After Nixon saw the scandalous
In 1974,
How close are you? How close is the film? Okay, no, you want to take a few steps back. So then, because I have to be on too.
Take you, boys.
Yeah, so just pick up the... Hey, have the phone. When he picks up the phone, they can start it and speak. Have a nice day. Hang on.
Still running.
Oh, it's
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll start over.